Welcome to stall 1 and 2 at the Vince Lombardi rest stop. I'm toe tapper number 1, Kevin Gootee. Toe tapper number 2, Nick Whitmer. What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Well, I got a gaping butthole after last week, but I censored myself with the whole butthole thing, so we will maybe not get, buried on YouTube. Watch us on YouTube. Terrible week. Just terrible week. But, sometimes those happen. I mean, everybody has bad weeks. I mean, there's a certain podcast that went 0-5. Who are they again? I don't remember. I think it's called the Mountain Dew Crew. No, I don't remember. Trash. Anyway, not a good week. I made a lot of mistakes. Like this season, sometimes you abandon your betting philosophies a little bit for a couple weeks, and then you kind of like lose those fundamentals, and then you're chasing these things. The public has been destroying this season, and favorites have been doing pretty decent too. Mm-hmm. And so I went with some hot hands, had a bad week, still 56% on the year, ready to bounce back. I love this week. I love the games I have. I mean, when you look at a slate, you see this many home dogs. I mean, how do you not just cream your knickers, man?
Cream your knickers. Oh, Nanny McPhee would wash her mouth out with soap if she heard that.
We're doing some antiquated Norm Macdonald-esque sayings today.
I had a bad fantasy recommendation with Brian Robinson, but whatevs, I forgot who I gave besides that one. I should have wrote that down. I went 11-11-1. Can you imagine that? Play those box numbers, will you? So that gives me a 102-67-2 record, 60% against the spread. I'm still kicking ass, but that doesn't help when you go 50% against the spread. So
yeah,
whatever.
Last week,
I was saying the best three calls, really one, but three different ways. I had the Giants teased up to catching 10. I had them +3, and I had them money line. What? Told you they're going that game. Yeah. They always beat the Redskins.
I hit like three out of my 5 legs on my underdog parlay, round robin parlay, and then I hit another parlay in Monday Night Football. So in terms of like being down cash, I actually kind of salvaged my weekend. But even so, 10-16, bringing me to 98-74-2, 56%. Listen, I'll take 56% every goddamn year. So I'm still good. I was due for a little regression. I mean, we were tearing it up. 2 weeks ago, you went 20-3, and I went 18-8. Like, we were just, you can't. If we could do that every week, I mean, we'd be millionaires. But that's why it's gambling.
Yeah, and that's why Detroit on the road. Oh, never again. That was a big one.
Yeah, that was one of those. That's what I'm mad at, because public dogs don't bark. And I looked at that, and I saw that all the public in the world were on the Lions, and every sharp was on the Ravens, and I still didn't listen. And that's where I just made rookie mistakes last week. I'll say it, rookie fucking mistakes, but not this week. I'm back. I'm good. Ready to start?
Ready to start. Hit it up.
All right. Thursday night football. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at the Buffalo Bills. Bills are currently favored by 9.5 with a total of 42.5. I don't got a lot in this. I mean, it's like short week. Lean the Bills. I mean, big primetime favorites, or Thursday night favorites in particular, Jesus Christ, RJ, have done pretty well covering, and Josh Allen covers these big numbers, but I don't like the injuries on the defense. And the Bucs, I don't know who this Bucs team is. Like, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're atrocious. They were really lucky last week to not get blown out. There was 3 Desmond Ridder turnovers inside like the 10-yard line on the doorstep. So I'd like the over 42.5 is the only thing I have. I think both these defenses can be scored on, and the Bills are injured on defense, and I think Josh Allen will have a big day.
I hope so. I'm in fantasy.
Yeah, I'm just taking the over. Kind of looking at this like a 28-23 maybe type game, or 28-20 type game. So I don't know, something like that is my guess, but I don't feel good about it enough to take the Bucs and the points. So that's what I got. What do you got?
I've got the Buffalo Bills teased twice, one so down to -1, another one down to -2.5. If this isn't, again, I hate to say the get right game, but Jesus Christ, after the way they lost this weekend, I gotta think that they're with an awful illegal man downfield penalty that was flagged, and then the flag was picked up, and then that ended up doing them in. I gotta think that they're going to come back and at least cover that 3. That's an easy one. But numbers: Tampa Bay 4-10 against the spread their last 14. Buffalo 3-6 against the spread their last 9. They are 12-4 straight up, and Buffalo 15-3 straight up their last 18 at home. If you think the stripper's lady is down at Mons Venus across the street from the stadium, we're going to take a pounding. Wait till the Bucks head up to Buffalo. Vita Vea, Godwin, Mayfield, all banged up, and one of their guards is also out on the offensive line. Bucks are 0-3 outright and against the spread against teams with winning records this season. All 3 of those games going under the total. Sorry, Nick. I also have a prop. I'm taking Rachaad White over 21.5. He's been terrible running the ball, but they're pissing pass. Can't even talk pissing. He's not pissing yet. We're not doing piss porn jokes yet. Too early. He's been featured more in the passing game. So I think he's going to catch some balls later, especially when they're down, catching balls out of the backfield. Over 21.5 receiving yards. I have Rachaad White. So I've got 3 plays on that. You just are now muted.
We are on 1 o'clock game. Sorry, an ambulance was going by, so I muted it and
Oh,
forgot
okay.
to turn it back on. That's what you get for being considerate. I'm placing a wager right now, but I will get to that in a second. But we are on to the 1 o'clock games. We have the New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are currently favored by 9 with a total of 47. Yuck. Patriots are pass. Mac Jones is 0-5 against the spread against Miami, but Tyreek Hill is banged up, and I think he's just maybe the most important non-quarterback offensive player in the entire football. So I'm a little uncertain with the injuries for Miami. So pass, other than maybe lean to the over.
I tease this game. Why am I going to try and slow roll you? We're friends. No, it's so bad. The Pats are so bad. That's a house of horrors for them down there. It's snorting bad coke and then banging a hooker with 2 different types of VD. That's not going to happen. The Pats 2-9 their last 11 against the spread, 2-6 straight up their last 8, 0-6 against Miami against the spread, 1-5 straight up. They are 1-4 against the spread their last 5 in the road, 1-5 against the spread in Miami. Dolphins, we've said this a million times. They've covered 6 straight meetings against the Patriots. Dolphins are 5-0 against teams with losing records, 4-0 against the spread as a favorite, 3-0 against the spread at home. Pats 0-5 their last 5 as a road dog. Pats 1-12 last week. That won as Mac Jones last 13 starts as a dog, and 1-9 their last 10 as a dog. 9 is too much. I think. I wouldn't be completely opposed to laying the points here is why. Pat's fat and happy off a win. Now they're in Miami. Miami just got, beat late by Philly. They bully bad teams. That's what they do. And no one loves to stick it up the Patriots' ass more than the Dolphins and McDaniel. I know what's his face. Hill's a little banged up, but I don't see him missing. He already said he's going to play. And they're also part of a 4-way money line parlay for me.
You want to do the other 3 legs now, or do you want to do that later?
Chargers, Lions, Dolphins, Ravens.
There you go.
Actually, I did not tease the Miami Dolphins. I need to put that bet in post haste, and so I shall.
We have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Commanders. Commanders are getting 7 at home with a total of 43.5. Divisional home dogs, man. You got to take it every time. These are one of these plays. You just take it. You're probably going to win 58% of the time. You're going to lose some of them. It's going to happen, but you just take it because it's a value play. I love the Commandos plus 7. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I have. I also took them. They went down to 6.5 when you texted me. I got them at 7 today. Let's throw you some numbers. Philly 6-1 straight up. Their last 7, 4-1 against Washington. 10-2 straight up their last 12 on the road, 5-1 in Washington. Washington 4-8 against the spread their last 12. Commanders are 0-3 against the spread at home, but 7-2-1 their last 10 as a dog. 2-2 outright, 3-1 against the spread. Eagles. This was a big one. 2-6 as against the spread as a road favorite of at least 6 points under Sirianni. They almost beat him week 1 when I was in Vegas, week 4. That game, because Ron dumbass Rivera doesn't know to go for 2 in that spot. Thank God he didn't, because I teased Philly down to a pick 'em, so that would have been disastrous. As Francesca says, utter disaster. Back after this. I have Washington. Thank you. Washington +7, and I teased them to 14 with my New York Football Giants now catching 10. So Skins +14 with the Giants +10, and then Washington +7 as well.
We're on the same page there. Now we are at the New York Football Jets at the New York Football Giants. Right now it's 2.5. Giants getting 2.5 with a total of 36.5. Fascinating stat here. Dogs with low totals. You always like to take dogs with low totals because there's points you're going to be at a premium. But this season, if you take a dog in a game that has a total of 42 or below 42, 23-8-1 against the spread, and 160 and 102 since 2018. So there's a lot of value here with the home dog here. At 3, I took the Giants. At 2.5, I would tease it to 8.5. Probably like the value on just the 3, though. It just feels like a field goal game. It feels like you might push this if you have the Giants, but you might win it. But it's like one of those, 60% plays or whatever. You want to take that. So I love it. Giants +3, best bet.
Really? That's a ballsy move. I teased them 2 different ways. Or did I just tease them the 1? Yeah, I did. I have them teased to 10 with the Skins, as I had said, and with the Ravens down to -1. Look, the Jets, here's some numbers. The Jets have covered 3 straight, but the Jets have lost 7 straight off of a bye, 2-5. I know it's not with the current regime. They are 1-5 their last 6 off a bye. Giants 2-6 against the spread their last 8, 1-4 straight up. I think this is this may be a homer pick for me. I really think they can hang tight with them. I think they can win. I may get drunk and decide at the stadium parking lot and say, fuck it. Let's throw a few bucks on the money line.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're going to stab Fireman Ed.
Even Jet fans want to stab him. Hey, that's a question for you. Every team has their most annoying celebrity fan. The Giants don't really have a main celebrity fan. The Yankees have Billy Crystal. I'd love for him to fall off the upper deck and say marvelous while falling down the entire way. The coolest Yankee fan, the coolest Yankee fan, Jack Nicholson.
Huh? He likes the Lakers and he likes the.
He's from Jersey.
At least he has an excuse for that one. I guess he lived in LA. It just seems like a front runner thing to do. But what do I know? Love Jack Nicholson, great actor. We have the Los Angeles Rams at the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait! I want an answer. I want an ansbut goddammit. Who's your?
Oh, sorry.
Any of your Pittsburgh teams have the most annoying?
Yeah, we have a few. Brett Michaels is a big. Yeah, but he was more annoying previously. He's not so much relevant now. Mac Miller, rest in peace, but he was never annoying. And there's a lot of like fair weather Steelers fans. They're like everywhere, it's a very popular team. I would say the more annoying Steelers fan is the casual, only likes the team when they're good Steelers fan. Mm-hmm. They're the loudest version of that when the Steelers are actually good.
Just like Yankee fans.
Yeah, and they're just exactly. And the Penguins are like that too. Once a team becomes like a national team, like I've literally like been at a Penguins game where I've heard Penguins fans and I'm like under my breath, like, shut the fuck up, dude. You don't even know what you're talking about. So anyway, Brett Michaels would be the only person that comes to mind.
Okay, so he's the best or worst celebrity one. You said
worst. Oh, for the Steelers, the worst. Yeah.
Okay.
Brett Michaels is just, I don't know. Just, what the Giants, you're right, though. I can't think of, because I think it's like people who like the Giants also like the Yankees, and they're more known for being Yankee fans. They wear Yankee hats. You know what I mean?
Well, that's right. Then in our party lines, it's Yanks, Giants, Rangers, Mets, Jets, Isles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Los Angeles Rams at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are currently favored by 6 with a total of 45.5. I have nothing on this at all. I don't have even a half of an opinion. 6 sounds about right. That's all I can say. What do you got?
Lean Dallas. Don't care. Not taking it. Next game.
I love it. The Jacksonville Jaguars or Jaguars. At the Pittsburgh Steelers, my Steelers are getting 2.5 points with a total of 41. I mean, this goes back to dogs with a low total, that trend. Plus, I mean, everybody knows that Mike Tomlin, 18-5-3 against the spread as a home dog. I think I was listening today, someone was saying that the Steelers, like the average dog any given week loses like 35% of the time. And that's like a 65% losing rate. Sorry, they win 35% of the time, lose 65% of the time. But Tomlin wins as a dog almost at the rate that he's supposed to lose. It's just insane. You just have to take it. I liked teasing it better. It touched 3. I think it was FanDuel. I took it at 3. I like it at 3. At 2.5, I just tease it. That's the move there. I teased Pittsburgh with the Los Angeles Chargers, them down to -2.5, and the Steelers up to 8.5.
Steelers, I have teased with the Saints. Do I want to get cute and take them with the 3? I don't know. I'm not going bonkers over that one. Jags, though, 7-0 against the spread their last 7 on the road, 4-1 against the spread their last 5 and straight up. Pitt, though, 4-1 against the spread their last 5 at home. Also 8-10 against the spread their last 10, 8-2 straight up their last 10. I don't know. I do have the Jags as a first half money line bet. I had the number here. Probably should have pulled that up. But basically, Jacksonville faster starters than Pittsburgh is, and Pittsburgh a better. Here you go. Jacksonville always is scoring differential +5.5 in the first half. Pittsburgh -2.1. Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I feel like that's the
and,
Steelers. Yeah, the Steelers kind of lean on the ropes for the first little bit of the game and wait to see how the game's going to be played, and then kind of adjust. Seems to be their style. And when you play teams like San Francisco, it's too late, buddy. You gotta. Anyway, it was a long time ago now. I should be over it by now. We have the Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers. Packers are getting 1.5 points at home with a total of 42. I know this is ugly, guys. I know this is ugly, but you got to take the Packers +1.5 here. You just have to. Cousins coming off of a win, 29-42-1 against the spread, tied with Jay Cutler as the worst in the last 20 years. Who did they play last week? Minnesota. They played the 49ers. Teams who play the 49ers the next week always suck. Just look at Cleveland last week. They should have lost the Colts. I know it sucks, but this is classic buy low, sell high. This is no one in the world wants to play the Packers. The Packers fucked everybody in America last week, and then half of everybody in America 3 weeks ago before their bye. But this is when you have to play the Packers as a home divisional dog. Took the 1.5, also teased them to 7.5 with Kansas City down to 1.5. That's what I got.
I have a possible prop play. I'm waiting on the number to come through officially, but the yards there. I'm pulling this up right now. God damn, we need a producer. So
I know.
I have Hawkinson every week. This guy just nails his catches. Here are his receptions every game this week: 8, 7, 8, 3, 5, 6, 11. I want to see what he's going to be listed as for this week. His yards, though, also 35, probably not an over. 66, probably an over. 70, 78, definitely over. 24, probably not. 51, maybe. 50 the next week, and then 86. So I think I'm going to be
Jefferson
grabbing
out.
Yeah, I think I'll be taking in Hawkinson. Do they have him his yards 54.5? So he's went over 54.5 1, 2, 3 times. I think the receptions is a lock.
Yeah, there's a few guys this year that you and I both have, but we don't do a lot of props on here because the props usually come out Friday, the prop market, and you really start to take them on Saturday and Sunday before the game. But there's a few guys tried and true. Jesus Christ, I'm RJ Mushmouth today.
Did your tongue have a stroke too?
Yeah, right after my wife's. Where were we?
RJ, no. No, tried and true props.
Oh, trap. Yeah. So there's a few guys. You mentioned one just now. Kamara receptions has been money. Adam Thielen receptions and yards has been money. AJ Brown yards has been money, and receptions actually has been money. There's just a few guys every week who just seem to be outperforming their numbers, and soon it'll be either just stay away or take the under because the lines will just you'll see like AJ Brown will have like a 98.5 or something, and you're like, you can't just take him. You may have to take the under or just pass at that point. But right now, there's value on all these. I mean, we don't know what those numbers are yet. That's why we usually don't talk about it. But just keep a lookout if you're listening. If you're looking for props Sunday morning, Saturday, look at those guys.
I want to see what AJ Brown is this week because he's gotten over 125 yards for 5 straight games, and that Washington secondary, hoofa,
trash,
stinky.
Yeah. And anything else in this Vikings-Packers game?
No, I can't. I got burned. I fell in the trap, and I said it was going to happen, and it did. That the fucking stupid Packers lose to the even stupider Broncos. What a shit show. I can't believe it. So I'm very snake bitten with this. I want nothing to do with the Packers for now. I need a week or so. I need to let it's like I just took a vicious pounding. I let my asshole kind of just simmer down, cool down like the volcano, relax a little bit because I can't. I understand about Kirk Cousins, but hey, he went out there and just embarrassed the Niners defense. So
yeah,
it's better than Minnesota defense. That's for sure.
Yeah. I hear you, but to me, you just have to do it. But God, speaking of that, I teased last week the Broncos with the 49ers. If you told me that the leg I would sweat out on that and inevitably you lose was the 49er leg, I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Me too.
All right, on to the next one. We have the Houston Texans at the Carolina Panthers. Carolina is now getting 3.5, just moved up with a total of 43.5.
Oh, damn it. I did grab it. Okay, so I'll spoil the lead. I'm sorry because I jumped out in front of you. I had
Houston.
I took Carolina plus 3.5. No. As soon as it went to 3,
nice.
Yeah, as soon as that hit 3.5, I go Yahtzee. I can't pass that up. Why? Because they change offensive coordinators. And now they're going to, you know what that means. They're going to have at least a game more of and actually, though, they said that there was more motion used with the Carolina offense because they were the team that never used motion. That's for sure. What did I have on the Carolina game here on my stats?
I'll take over just for a second while you look. Another thing about the offensive coordinator taking over is apparently he's going to look into like more up tempo. And that's what Bryce Young played the best in college. So Frank Reich like slows everything down and plays a really slow, monotonous game. So we're hoping the play style benefits the Panthers, but both teams are coming off a bye. Both teams have young quarterbacks. I actually think that there's going to be a lot of points in this game. I think like these teams can both put up points and these teams have bad defenses. I love the over 43.5 with Carolina plus 3.5. Those are the two plays.
Texans have been dogs in 21 straight road games. They haven't been a favorite in about 6 years.
Yeah, it's like 3.5 as a road favorite for this team. It's like I don't even care who they're playing. That's tough.
Yeah, I also have a cold cash fantasy play of the week. This is going to make you a little bit happier, and you're over. Nico Collins. I love this guy. He is $5,500 on DraftKings. If you're going to see a theme here, I'm finding a lot of guys on the cheap. Since week 2, Chris Olave, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, Josh Reynolds, and Amon-Ra St. Brown was out. So, sorry, Josh Reynolds, and Tyreek Hill have all motorboated Carolina's secondary. Collins has at least 12 PPR in 4 of the 6 games. All those guys I mentioned, 14.6 points, 17.2. JJ, 26.5. Josh Reynolds, 17.6. Tyreek, 28.3. They straight up gangbang that secondary of Carolina. So I love Nico Collins for $5,500. It's pretty goddamn cheap. I'm all over that.
Yeah, and he's another guy to look at in the prop market too. It just seems to be going over. And Tank Dell too has been a pretty good prop player this year. On to the next game. We have the Atlanta Falcons at the Tennessee Titans. Titans are home dogs, getting 3 with a total of 35. Again, goes back to the low total. Yeah, the low total dog trend that I was mentioning earlier. Just to get it one more time. If you have the dog in a game that's total is below 42 points, 23-8-1 this season, 160 and 102 since 2008. 18. I have the Titans. I just fired it in before the show started. this is just like classic Vrabel spot. Everybody's counting them out. Everybody thinks they're going to lose. Oh, who's starting? He's had 2 weeks to prepare for, I think, a very flawed Falcons team. And then the Falcons had all this stupid controversy and noise this week with the Bijan thing. I think I just love Tennessee here. I think I love Vrabel in the spot, and I know he has Diet Jay Cutler as his quarterback this week, but I think he's had enough time to prepare. And plus, I think they're going to throw Malik Willis out there in certain situations and use him kind of like a Taysom Hill, which I think they'll have some elements of surprise here. In Vrabel, we trust. What else can I say?
I can say a lot because I'm on Atlanta -2.5. I understand they're 1-5 against the spread their last 6. They won last week in Tampa, which was weird because I had Tampa. I think you did too. They're 6-3, 6-3 straight up their last 9. Tennessee 2-11 their last 13. This is why I like Atlanta. They trade their second best defensive player to Philly for a song and a dance. Batman's head on a lance. That's from the Batman '89 film. You're welcome. I don't know why I thought about that. Nonetheless, Tennessee, that they're trading people away, their second best player, for nothing. They're openly shopping Derrick Henry. That means they are in a sell not buy mode. What does that do with the locker room? Demotivate. Atlanta's winning games here and there by, I don't know, sheer luck, stupidity. Tennessee's secondary, they're starting to air the ball out more. I mean, what's his face burned us hard on that prop. We took Ridley, Jesus Christ, not Stephen Ridley or Calvin Ridley for that matter. We took Desmond Ridder under yards, and he damn near doubled that. So he's starting to throw the ball around. That means also look for Drake London against that weak-ass Tennessee secondary. I'm laying less than a field goal. I like that bet. I don't see how that's the case. I would have loved to have gone under, but 35. Mingia, Atlanta under 5 out of their last 5 games, 7 out of 7 on the road. Tennessee, 9 out of their last 10 have gone under, 4 out of 5 against Atlanta. Well, that's not going to count. Tennessee, 13 out of 16 have gone under at home of late. That's insane.
That's where you get the 35 number.
I'm very well aware of it. So I was debating, do I want to tease that up and then grab, like, I don't know, maybe Miami? I think I may do that. Well, it's to be determined. I got to see who else gets my fancy.
Yeah, and that is a genuine risk that I'm taking there because, yeah, when you sell a player like that for nothing, it does kind of signal. But what gives me pause about that is it's Vrabel. He always has his team ready to play, and the NFL, like you can tank in terms of who you put on the field, but like these guys play like it's a physical football game. Like they're not just gonna go out there and try to lose. You'll get hurt. So I think it's a little too early for the tanking talk and like the motivational thing. Yeah, I could see it, and if I lose it, I won't be surprised, I guess. But I think Vrabel as a +3 home dog is just value city. I forgot to mention I did grab this too for Carolina. I found a +1.5 in the first quarter. I think that game is being close and a little trickery, maybe afoot with that new offensive coordinator. So, but I'm catching 1.5. I love it. Grabbed it. FanDuel. Beautiful. I might have to join you on that one.
Please do.
The New Orleans Saints at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are getting 1 at home with a total of 44. This is probably the only home dog that I just don't have any desire to even think about.
Nope.
This game just stinks. Both teams have flaws. Both teams, I just don't know what to expect. One seems about right. It's a coin flip game. No opinion.
I would rather smell Derrick Henry's dreads after a game than take this game with a straight up. Must be smelly dreads. I have the Saints +7.5. I have more numbers for you. Blah. Where are you? Scroll. Okay. Saints are 1-4 against the spread their last 5, 1-4 straight up. Colts 4-2 against the spread their last 6, 3-11 straight up their last 14. Let's talk about that prop. You mentioned Kamara. Surprise. His catch numbers. You ready? 14, 3, 7, 12. Since he's been suspended. By the way, leads the league in catches after being suspended for the first 3 games. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Then his yards are 33, 17, 36, and 91. So let me do that. Pull that up for a second and feel free to vamp for a hot second.
Vamp, dog. Vamp.
Yeah.
Oh. Did I use that right? Is that what vamp means?
or vape, whatever. 33.5 is his number. 4.5 are the receptions out there. 4.5, he's got to crush that.
Wait. Kamara's receptions totals 45 or 4.5.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna bet this right now. Like, what? Why? My guess was I was gonna actually ask you, right when you were done saying that. The number that I was gonna put it at was 7.5, 8.
Yeah, this is the worst kept secret.
Okay, well, let's go. Did you look at? Here's a lesson for the kids at home. Did you shop yet? Is it DraftKings?
Yeah, it's on DraftKings. I shopped.
So that's the best line.
As of when I was on the bike about a couple hours ago, it was. I don't know. FanDuel is high, and I don't think. Caesars always stinks with their props.
Yeah, DraftKings pretty consistently usually has the best prop numbers. Kamara.
Yeah, actually, or Caesars 4.5, 33.5. That's what's the juice on that though,
dude? And it's only the juice is only 135 minus 135. Like I thought it was gonna be like minus 230 or some shit. All right, that's got to go in.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire that in after this because I gotta take this other.
Yeah. Anyway, this is terrible radio. I'll go look at the prop market after this, but that's a bonus for you guys at home. Always shop for the best line. Always.
Are you in catches or are you on catches or yards?
Catches over 4.5.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm firing that.
I didn't even look at yards, but I just know he's gonna catch 11 passes.
And that is a weak secondary as well for the. I was reading what Matthew Berry had said about the running back situation for the Colts defense is just not good. It was something stupid here. I'll pull that up. And we're
on to the 4:00 slot. Whenever
here we go. I got it. He's got 26 touches. Averaging, he's got a 24% target share, leads running backs in targets and receptions despite missing 3 games. Colts defense struggles. They've running backs who have seen 20 plus touches versus the Colts are averaging 24.1 PPG. Colts also allowing the second most rushing scores to running backs. So yeah, they said he'll be dinking and dunking. This is a top 6 play. I have Kamara in one of my leagues, so I'm already 2 messing.
There you go. 4:00 slate. The Cleveland Browns at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are laying 4 at home with a total of 38. Low total, big number here. I actually bet the Browns when it hit 3.5, and it was at 4, and I think I'm going to hit it again. I haven't yet. I don't get them. Everybody's kind of overreacting to this Watson news. Everybody's like, "Well, Watson's out." I'm like, he's been out. Like this isn't new. Like, did anybody expect him to be in? Like I thought, but that's what everybody's. So anyway, I don't understand that. And then the Seahawks are such a flawed team. The Seahawks last week had one of the most improbable covers. They got so lucky to cover that game. 3 turnovers. The Arizona didn't have a single turnover,
which is why they weren't lucky. To cover that. I mean, they had 3. They should have boat raced them with that. If they had 3 turnovers, they would cover. They covered, but they would cover with more ease with that case.
Yeah, but the numbers there were like 108. 6-3 or something, and historically or whatever. So yeah. Anyway, Seahawks kind of suck. They're sloppy. They're getting off their spot. Geno Smith is a rhythm passer, and he's just not getting the same time as he had the year before. The Browns corners can lock up the Seattle Seahawks receivers, and DK Metcalf is banged up. The best defense in the league, arguably. I know last week was kind of an aberration, but like. That that happens sometimes, and especially after a physical game and the 49ers and you're playing in a dome and you go in soft. I get it happens, but I don't think that the Browns are going to lay down here. I don't get this like Seattle love. It makes no sense to me.
I don't. I first my gut's saying no to the Browns, but it's also not saying take the 3.5. If I would be so bold, I would take the Seattle money line. I'm not loving it.
Yeah.
I don't have it written down. But yeah,
when it opened at 2.5, I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Seattle minus 2.5. It's probably a field goal game. That makes sense. But then it ballooned up to 3.5, 4. And I'm like, that makes no sense to me. On to Kansas City at Denver. The Broncos are getting 7 at home with a total of 47. That total has been ticking up. This was when it was available. There's still some 7.5s, I think, out there. You might have to shop. I love it at 7.5 or north of that. Taking the Broncos and the points. Divisional home dog. I mean, Kansas City's motivation at this point, it's like they're creaming everybody in their division, and now 5-1 in the next two games on deck are like I think Miami and Buffalo or something like that. The Chiefs have some big games coming up, and they just beat the Broncos like 12 days ago or something. So by the time the game kicks off. But yeah, I just love the Broncos. I know it's ugly. I know there's not a lot to like about Denver, but their defense seems to be better, and their offensive line seems to be a little bit better. And Russ looked pretty good last week. And the run game, with Bolton hurt, I think you're going to be able to run on this Chiefs front. So give me the points, but I prefer it at 7.5.
I'd rather do testicle torture than bet on the Denver Broncos anymore. I've learned my lesson. I teased the Chiefs to -2 with the Ravens also -2. Kansas. This is the Harlem Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals. Kansas City 11-5 against the spread against Denver, but they're 10-0 straight up in Denver. They're Kansas City 8-0 straight up when playing in Denver. Kansas City 7-0 straight up their last 7 on the road. Denver's 1-6-1 their last 8. Denver is 5-15 their last 20. 1-4 against the spread at home. I don't care. Kansas City's not covering these days. We know that, unless of course it was against Denver on Thursday night where we had them +11 and push.
You pushed
Queeves. So I took the Chiefs to -2. This is going to be a nice rocking chair. Maybe they backdoor it on the spread. I don't care, but I think they're going to win by more than a field goal. Hence my teaser.
Yeah, I mean, makes a ton of sense on the teaser. I think, did I tease it too? I did. I teased it with Green Bay. Sorry, I mentioned that earlier. When I liked Green Bay, I took Green Bay +1.5, but it was at +1, I believe. When it was at +1, I teased them to 7.5, and I teased KC down to 1.5. So with you on the tease, it makes perfect sense. And I think that the Broncos will lose this game like always, but I do have a little bit of money on the Broncos money line though.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. Divisional home dog, man. You always have to. Every divisional home dog has a chance to win a game outright. All that happens all the time. The Baltimore Ravens at the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are now getting 9.5 points with a total of 44.5. Don't have a lot on this one. I feel like the Ravens will run away with it. I did have the Cards in the first half, but I bought out of my position. I don't really have a say on it. It's kind of lean the over, but that's about it.
We have Baltimore. Yeah, you're right. Arizona hangs tight the first, as Lombardi calls them, the 50-minute team. It's exactly what they are. Can they backdoor it? I don't know. I don't have faith. But why? Again, I don't have to because I teased this game. Baltimore 7.
I did too, actually. I forgot.
Baltimore 7-2. Why? It's slow rolling me. Fuck you. 7-2 against the spread their last 9. Baltimore 5-2 straight up their last 7. Baltimore 5-1 against the spread on the road in their last 6. Arizona 1-4 against the spread their last 5. 1-13 straight up. Last 14, 2-15. Their last 17 at home. Again, by the way, and Baltimore had such an easy second half against Detroit that has motorboated the hell out of them and just, gave them the Roman soldier helmet after that. They're probably, I don't watch the game. I was at the Giant game, so I didn't see if they took starters out or not, but it was such an easy game that these guys aren't going to be that as taxed, I would assume, if they're playing a competitively played game. So I think that Baltimore is just going to win, and all I need to do is win by 2, and I'll be happy. And actually won in the case with I have teased them with the Giants to +10. So
yeah, I forgot I did tease this with I completely forgot with the Lions. The Lions down to 2. We'll get to that game in a little bit, and the Ravens down to 2.5. That was right as it opened on Monday. I teased it, so I forgot I did that. And then as you were talking, and I was like, wait, I thought I teased this shit. On to the Cincinnati Bengals at the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are favored by 4 points, total of 43.5. We have some good numbers. I mean, you gave one in the text thread about Joe Burrow as a dog of 3 or more, 14-2 against the spread. Is that what you said, right?
Yeah.
I also found that Burrow, just as a dog in general, 16-7 against the spread, covering by an average of 4 points. I haven't bet this yet because it went from 3.5 to 4, so I was just kind of wondering if it's where it's going to go from here. But at 3.5 and 4, I mean, I think you got to take Joe Burrow as a dog, right?
I got it at 3.5. I didn't know it was going to 4. So I'm on for 3.5. Niners are 3-0 against the spread this season at home, but the Bengals have covered 5 straight as dogs. Burrow on the road, ATS 16-9, 19-10 against the spread, which include playoffs. But yeah, Burrow's a dog, 14-2 when catching 3 or more. And if we get Sam Darnold, oh boy, meow. Plus, we don't know if Armstrong, their left tackle, is still going to be. Is it Armstead or Armstrong? I think it's Armstead, actually. Is still going to be out. We know Debo's definitely going to be out. So we'll see. So yeah, I'm also on the Bengals, if you will. Haha.
Right. Yeah, and I heard it's like I think Darnold is more than capable to play in this offense, but the last time Darnold was favored in a game, it was over Davis Mills, and now he's favored by 4 points over Joe Burrow. Doesn't sound right.
By the way, that Shakir prop looks like it just hit. The guy just made 1 catch, and I think he's got enough.
I didn't take it. I think that was Davis, wasn't it?
No, Shakir, anyway. The last play. Yeah, I didn't take it either.
Oh, the last play. Sorry, I don't trust the miss man. Sunday Night Football, the Chicago Bears at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are laying 8.5 with a total of 46.5. Yeah, this was one of the tease options I mentioned before with the Steelers. Other than that, ugly Sunday night game. I don't know why they didn't flex out of this.
I don't know if they can yet at this point of the year. I don't know if that's an option. Yeah, some people are trying to make the case that take the Bears. I'm one of those guys. I'm like the kid with the alcoholic father who's divorced. Is he going to come home this weekend? I think he is. And I said, why am I going to try and figure that out? Because I am a pussy and I tease this game again. I have another teaser. Excuse me. I teased this with the Bills, both teams laying 2.5. I had, again, the Chargers part of a 4-way money line parlay. Did I have this tease more than once? No. I have here Chargers 2-5 against the spread, their last 7. Bears are terrible, 2-15 straight up of late, 3-11-11 against the spread, their last 15. If not now, when? Yes, the backup was serviceable for the Bears, but Herbert's got to answer the bell. Could it be close? Yes. Would I be surprised if they don't cover? Yes. Would I be surprised if I lose my teaser? Shocked. So again, I don't want to get down that road. So go ahead, win by a field goal, and let's move on.
Yeah, totally agree. Monday Night Football, the Las Vegas Raiders at the Detroit Lions. Monday Night Football in Detroit. How about that? Lions favored by 8 with a total of 46. Mentioned it before. Teased this game. Teased the Lions with Baltimore. It's tough. I mean, you want to take the Lions. It's a buy spot after what they did last week, but the Raiders also had a similar showing. So motivational. I don't think the Lions have an edge. Primetime football too. I think I would lean the points if I had to take it, but I'm more than happy to tease the Lions.
I tease them 1, 2. Is it 3 ways? My writing's so atrocious. I think I have them for 2. I might even do 3. Yeah, the Lions are going to boat race them. Detroit 7-1 against the spread, their last 8 at home, 4-1 straight up their last 5, 14-3, excuse me, against the spread of late. Vegas is 1-5 against the spread on the road, 2-4 against the spread their last 6. There's nothing about Vegas that scares me. Josh Jacobs is having an awful year. I was listening to I think it was Russo, or I think it was Russo, and they were saying Josh Jacobs' yards after contact is exactly half of what it was last year. Maybe it's because Derek Carr was able to have be a downfield thrower versus Jimmy G.
At the beginning of the year, people are just speculating he wasn't in shape because of camp. He missed all the camp. But at this point, It's looking like it's more than just he's not in shape.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, I have Detroit tease part, and also part of a money line parlay. I'll be fucking floored if they do not win this game, especially by 1 or 2, whatever I have them teased for. Yep.
Well, that's it for us, guys. just one more time recapping. I have the Giants +3, Commanders +7, Browns +3.5, Denver +7.5. So many sides. Steelers +3, Packers +1.5, Titans +3, Panthers +3.5. Yes, I bet money on that many sides this week. Teasers: Detroit, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Chargers, Green Bay, Kansas City. Make sure you're wonging those. Get through the 3 and the 7s. And then totals: Tampa Bay, Buffalo tonight over the 42.5, and then Houston and Carolina over 43.5. I expect there to be more overs hitting soon because of how crushing the unders have been this year. And boy, have I been in on that too. I love an under.
Gotcha. I have Buffalo -1, Detroit -1 in a teaser, Pitt +8.5, Saints +7.5, Chiefs -2, Ravens -2, Bills -2.5, Chargers -2.5. Chargers, Lions, Dolphins, Ravens moneyline parlay pays 1 + 188. Chiefs and Lions teased to -2. Giants to +10. Baltimore -1. Jacksonville first half moneyline. Atlanta -2.5. Carolina +3.5. Cincinnati +3.5. Giants +10 teased with the Washington Redskins +14. Washington +7. Rashad White over 21.5 receiving yards. Carolina over 1.5 in the first quarter. I will be grabbing Kamara catches in about 35 seconds. And I'm also going to tease Miami with something. I have to figure that out. Oh, I have a little money line parlay tonight. Alt line, Evans over 50, Kincaid over 25, Diggs over 70. I will be taking Adam Thielen yards. Oh, here's one I didn't get in there. It's not available yet. That's why I didn't talk about it. I'm going to be taking Philadelphia sacks over. You're the best sack, I don't know, ratio. What am I saying, Kevin? You sound so dumb. The most sack efficient team in the NFL, the Pittsburgh. My God.
We're both in it, man. We're both having RJ mouth today.
Yeah, we are. Oh my God. Somebody, do I smell toast? Philadelphia, leads the league in sacks. And of course, Washington, the most sacked team. He's going to break Carr's brothers. I forgot his first name. David Carr. He's going to break his record for most sacks this year. It's not even going to be close. So Philadelphia's going to get after him big time. So
do we have a buy? Do we have a buy price on that? Because
no, it's not. It's not up yet. I looked. Believe me.
Gotcha.
But I will definitely be on that.
That's fascinating. I'm probably going to be right there with you.
Would love. I love the company. Please do.
Yes. But I think that's it, guys. Like, subscribe, share, review, tell a friend. All the things that you're supposed to tell people to do after they listen to a lot of great free advice. And I'll see you guys at the window, right?
Let's see. And we'll see you at the window oh my God, there's a guy, dude, there's a Bills fan with the back of his jersey says, and the motherfucker with the number 81.
Only in Buffalo's. Keep it classy, Buffalo.
My favorite all-time shitty jersey like that was last year in Vegas. It was right after the Ravens Raider game Monday night. Dude rolls in wearing a Raiders jersey, and shit you not, it's one of my fantasy team names, and it's a running joke with my buddy and I, the guy who go to Giants games with. His name was Raider Pussy and the number 1. I had tears, and so did my buddy Matt. Had tears down our faces, laughing so hard. I grab him first, and go, holy shit, look at that guy, and then I go to pull my phone out to take a picture, and he just like Kaiser Soze. He's gone.
Man.
It was fucking hysterical. I didn't hallucinate, right? We saw that, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, guys,
That's
listen,
hilarious.
Good luck. Yeah, rate, review, please subscribe. Tell us all about that. At Kevin Gootee on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and of course at Nick Whitmer on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Give us and Fantasy Football Jibber Jabber
yes.
on those socials as well. That'd be awesome. Thanks again, and Avita Zen.